Well, that was bananas. You're not going to believe what I just did. I just recorded a 30-minute video and I did not have my microphone plugged in. I unplugged it because I needed to put my phone case back on my phone, and then I didn't plug it in, so I just talked for 30 minutes to myself. But that's okay, because I need the practice anyway. I am starting a YouTube channel. I've been talking about it for, I don't know, probably a year or so. And I just decided I'm going to do it anyway, girl. Finally. And I decided that because life is too short. And my name is Misty Murphy, and people need to hear from me. Because I am like a snowflake, which we are all like snowflakes, and we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we all have our own voice, and how we say things to other people could really impact somebody. So, with that being said, I wanted to tell you my backstory. My name is Misty, and I grew up, oh my God, I was born in the late 60s, and so I grew up in the fun era. The 70s, I remember we still didn't have color TV. We had VCRs. I remember when did we even have internet? No, we didn't even have internet back then. I mean, I'm that old, but that's okay. But, so, I lived in a really nice neighborhood, but we were not wealthy at all. I went to like one of the nicest grade schools, and I did not fit in at all. It's funny. My mom was bipolar, which she was not diagnosed, because back then they just didn't diagnose stuff like that. When my mom and my dad met, she had already had 4 kids. She had my sister Robin, my brothers David, Bobby, and Roger, which I can say their names because they all passed away. So my dad was a fireman. He also had a bicycle shop, which was really cool. It was called Jack's Bicycle Shop. And there's a lot of people that still remember him and his bicycle shop, and just the bikes that he sold. They were called Nishikis, and me and my brother Jack always had the nicest bikes. When my dad worked at the fire station, me and my mom and my brother Jack would have to go there and kind of man the fort and take care of any customers that would come in. And I just remember the whole place just smelling like grease. It was just gross. But my mom, she was a stay-at-home mom, other than when she would go to the bicycle shop to help my dad. But she was bipolar, and like I said, not diagnosed. I think I said that. I don't even remember, but it doesn't matter. And for some reason, she did not like me. I don't know why. One minute she would be super nice to me and just being a normal mom, and then the next minute she would be yelling and screaming at me, cussing at me, calling me names, hitting me, which luckily she wasn't very big. She only weighed like 90 or 100 pounds, so my brother Jack would just come pick her off of me, and that would be, and then I would just kind of run away. So that was kind of my childhood. And I just remember watching her put her makeup on. She had the best of everything. She had the best clothes. My dad just worshipped the ground that she walked on, which, that was her husband, so I get that. But I just remember watching her put her makeup on. She had like Clinique and Estee Lauder, and Clinique, Estee Lauder, Lancome, all the big brand names. And I didn't get any of that stuff. I had pimples. I had orange hair because we had rust in our water because we had well water. So I had orange hair. It was not taken care of. I had pimples. I didn't get to wear makeup until my grandma started buying makeup for me. So I was probably, I don't know, in middle school when I finally got to wear makeup. So that was fun. But it didn't really help the acne though, because I still had acne, like gross. But So I just remember watching her, putting her makeup on, and how she just always looked so pretty. Um, like I said, she had the best clothes, and she always told me I could not wear her clothes because I would stretch them out. Which, granted, I was the same size that she was, so how I could stretch those suckers out, I don't know. But anyway, I wasn't allowed to wear her clothes, which, okay, whatever. But I'll never forget when I was in 7th grade, I decided to try out for cheerleader. And I was a cheerleader in 5th and 6th grade, but I think it was more because the popular girl, her mom pretty much made her put me on her team because her mom was the coach, I think. So anyway, I was not popular at all, and in 7th grade I was like, I'm going to try out for cheerleader, and there were 75 girls that tried out, and that was a lot. And I still remember not having a clue what I was doing, but I did it anyway because I really wanted to be a cheerleader. So I just remember doing my routine, whatever that was, I don't remember, and I did a cartwheel because that's all I knew how to do, and I ended up getting like this close to the judges after my cartwheel and just being like, yay, hi, thank you for watching me, whatever. And I knew I wasn't going to make it, but I did it anyway. I tried out. So 75 girls tried out, and we had to sit and wait to see who actually got on the squad. And I think they only picked like 6 girls. So, I just kind of sat by myself just waiting because I really didn't have a lot of friends. I was just like, okay. Of course, the popular girl, she was my ride, so I had to go home with her. So they finally put the list up of the girls that made the squad. And I walk up there quietly because I knew my name was not going to be on there. I just knew it. I mean, who am I? I'm not popular. I'm not pretty. I don't wear makeup. I don't have designer clothes. My mom hates me. I'm not going to, whatever. Okay, but anyway, just for the sake of saking, I decided to go up and look. So I look at the list. Oh my goodness. My name was on there. It said Misty Wallen because that was my maiden name. My name was on the list that I made the team. 75 girls, only 6 girls made the team. So what did I do? Did I yell and scream, I made the team, woohoo? No, I didn't, because I didn't want to make anybody feel bad that didn't make the team. So I saw my name, I turned around in disbelief and shock and all the things, and I just turned around and walked away. Well, the popular girl, she did not make the team, which I was shocked. So on the ride home, because the popular girl had to take me home, which I'm sure she didn't really care for, but her mom, I think that probably her mom and my mom made arrangements or something. And I remember telling her, hey, I'm sorry you didn't make the team. I was super sincere about it. And she looked at me and she said, yeah, I'm sorry you didn't make the team either. I thought, should I tell her? Or should I just let it slide and let her find out when I am cheering? And I thought, no, I need to tell her. So I said, well, I did make the team. And she was just as shocked as I was. She was like, you made the team? I said, yeah, they're crazy, isn't it? I made the team. I made the team. So all of a sudden, my voice cracked a little bit. All of a sudden, I was a little bit popular. I accidentally got popular. Just like I accidentally sold $30,000 in skincare product this year. It was an accident. Isn't it crazy when you're nice and you try to do the right things and you try to help people that things accidentally happen? It's a little crazy. So, fast forward, well, not really fast forwarding, but I became popular, I guess. I mean, I didn't mean to be. I was just pretty cool, just chilling and like being in everybody's shadow and just like not being under the radar and just kind of coasting and just being nice to people and stuff. So anyway, cheered all that year. I had so much fun. It was really cool. I just remember the house that I lived in, we had this big window. It was like a picture window, and I would practice my cheers in that picture window. I mean, I was probably the most clumsy cheerleader that you could ever imagine. But I did it. So then 8th grade rolls around. I worked my butt off. I was like, I want to make this team. I want to make this team. I mean, I wanted to be a cheerleader more than I wanted to breathe. That's how much I wanted it. And Lainey, my daughter, she used to say breathe. Oh no, never mind. Instead of, oh, forget that story. Anyway, so I worked and I worked and I worked, and I made the team. 8th grade, I made the team. 9th grade, made the team. 10th grade, made the team. 11th grade, made the team. 12th grade, made the team. I was like, this is bananas. How's this continuing to happen? But I did, and it was just really cool, because when I was in grade school, I felt ugly. I had orange hair. I didn't get to wear makeup. I had pimples. And all through high school, I still had orange hair, which my brother Jack, he said we smelled like cigarettes and fart water. And he was absolutely right. Because my parents were chain smokers. They smoked in the house. We had a wood-burning stove, and that smelled like smoke. And we had well water, and so yes, we smelled like cigarettes and fart water. But we were popular kids that smelled like cigarettes and fart water. And honestly, I think, and I'm not saying I was popular. You're popular. Oh, I got a story about that too. Popular. The Alphaba song. No, that's more like Galinda. Yeah, I got something to say about that too. But anyway, let me focus. I need to focus. Okay, I need to focus because I got stories to tell. But my brother Jack and I, people liked us. I mean, not because we had a bunch of money, because we didn't at all. We didn't really have nice clothes, except my grandma, she did take us school clothes shopping once a year, and we got some kind of cool things to wear. But people just liked us because we were nice, and we wanted to help people, and we really truly cared about other people, and we still do. And my brother Jack is still the same way, even though, and we don't smell like cigarettes and fart water anymore. And I love that fact, because it's nice to not smell like cigarettes and fart water. I really enjoy that. I mean, lately I've been smelling a little sweaty because it's so hot outside, but at least I don't smell like cigarettes and fart water. And after I graduated high school and I ended up moving out and getting married, my dad was like, Misty, you dye your hair? I'm like, no, Dad, I did not dye my hair. I just don't have a bunch of rust deposits in it anymore. So my hair is brown, not orange. It never was orange. It was brown, Pops. So let's move on to Alphaba. You guys like these glasses? Aren't they super cool? Yeah. Anybody seen the movie Wicked, which I absolutely love? Not just because it's pink and green, because I love those two colors together, but Alphaba and Galinda, I don't want to have like a spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movies or not, but Alphaba, she was green, and I'm sure people did not think that she was very pretty because she was green, and she didn't fit in. She wasn't normal. She had these crazy powers that people were like, ah! And Galinda was, of course, popular and pretty, and everybody wanted to be like her, wanted to hang around her, all the things. And they ended up having to room together. And at first they hated each other. Galinda even played this horrible prank on her that she had her wear this ugly hat to the one and only dance that she'd been to. And then everybody was making fun of Alphaba. Galinda stepped in because she was like, oh crap, I was just a complete jerk to her, and she has done nothing to me. So then they became best friends, and even though they were completely different, they became best friends. I think that's really cool. But I really believe that beauty starts from within. It starts from your heart and your mind. And we are like snowflakes on this earth, even though it's super duper hot outside and there's not going to be a snowflake to be found right now. But we are the one and only person like us. I'm the only Misty Wallen Murphy on the face of the planet. And I think that's probably why I got to become a cheerleader and got to live out my dream as a kid, because that's all I wanted was to be a cheerleader. Not because I wanted to be popular, but I mean, this is the weird part, because I didn't want to, I mean, I didn't care about being popular. I really didn't. I mean, it happened by accident. It really did. What I wanted was to cheer people on, like when they were sad, like if the basketball players or the football players, if they were losing, I wanted to be there. I wanted to be like, come on, you can do it. You can do this. I know you can. Even when they didn't. Even when they didn't do it, I still cheered for them. I'm like, it's okay. You'll win next time. That's just the kind of person I am. And that's the kind of person my brother Jack is too. He just cheers on people even when they don't believe in themselves. That's when we cheer even harder. And oh, please don't cry, Misty. I'm not gonna cry. No. I only cry at Disney movies, okay? So I'm not gonna cry right now. But I believe that I was put on this earth because I am supposed to make a difference in other people's lives. I really am. And so is my brother Jack, and all of you are too. And I believe that's my calling. My husband just walked past me. Stay away from the video, Justin. He's not in this video. This is my time. But I believe that I was born. I mean, I actually wasn't supposed to be born. Here's another really cool story. So, when I was born in 1968, it was me and Judy Gregory. We are birthday twins, but our moms were their labor was induced. Their labors were induced because my doctor decided he wanted to go on a fishing trip to Alaska. So I was not supposed to be due yet, and he induced my mom. So when I was born, I wasn't breathing. I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. I was black and blue. And my dad said the nurse named Frida brought me out in both of her hands, and I weighed 5 pounds. And he was like, oh crap, I don't know if she's going to make it or not. So I was put in an incubator for 3 days because they're like, I'm not sure about her. So I got put in an incubator for 3 days, and they didn't fill out my birth certificate. And the only reason I know this story is because when I was in grade school, the way they would take attendance would be by your name and your date of birth, which I'm guessing they don't do that anymore because this was like back in the Stone Age. So they would take the attendance by your date of birth and your name. So every morning, Misty Wallen, 11/21/1968. I'd be like, no, my birthday's the 19th, not the 21st. Well, this says the 21st, so I'm pretty sure you were born on the 21st. So I would ask my dad about it. Well, yeah, I know, I need to get that changed. Well, he never told me why. And then I got a little bit older, and I was finally like, Dad, why does my birth certificate say the 21st and not the 19th? Well, let me tell you, Misty, they didn't think you were going to live. They put you in an incubator, so they didn't fill out your birth certificate. They thought they were going to have to fill out a death certificate. Like, oh, that makes so much sense. Can we get it changed, please? So it's not wrong anymore, so I don't have to argue with these teachers. And so we finally got it changed, so now I have the right date of birth. My birthday is 11/19, November 19th, not November 21st, FYI. So, anyway, I was not supposed to be on this earth, but God had a plan for me. I know it. I mean, isn't that cool? Another cool story is, back to the, not filling out the death certificate instead of the birth certificate. During COVID, I was a food service director at the Springs of Richmond, and that's when we had to wear masks. And I couldn't understand anything anybody was saying. Everybody sounded like Charlie Brown's school teacher, the wah, 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 wah. And I was like, what the crap, this is weird. Why can't I hear you people? Why are you guys all mumbling? So Keisha, she was the ED there. She finally would start taking her mask off, and during the morning meetings, because I had to hear what everybody was saying. Couldn't hear anything. So she finally started taking her mask off so I could understand what she was saying. I thought, I better get this checked out. So I went to an ENT, ear, nose, and throat, or whatever. And I was like, maybe I just need tubes or something. I mean, just flush those things out, because I can't hear very well. Everybody sounds like they're mumbling. And so I had my hearing tested, and she was like, well, have you been around loud noises all your life, or do you work at a factory? Because you don't hear very good. So I told her the story about what my dad told me, and I said, well, maybe that had something to do with it. She said, yeah, probably so. So she said that most people hear at 22 octaves, and I hear at 55 octaves, which means people have to sound louder, or things have to be louder than what they really are. And that explains a lot, because I was a single mom for 11 years, and which that has nothing to do with my hearing, but my older kids talk super loud. It's because, mom couldn't hear anything. So they like pretty much scream when they talk, kind of like I do. And it's because I couldn't hear. So I finally, after that day, I thought, you know what? So the lady said, the doctor said, okay, so it's kind of important that you hear, because this is a cognitive issue, and you hear the beginning of the word and the end of the word, and you don't hear what's in between. So you're pretty much gonna wake up dumber like every day. And I'm like, I can't afford to get dumber every day. That would not be good. So she said, yeah, so you probably should get hearing aids, so it'll, like, your cognitive part of your brain will do its thing. I'm like, okay, well, I probably should. So at the time I don't remember, I had some friends, and I was telling them, I'm going to get hearing aids, and a lot of them were like, I would not do that. I would never get hearing aids. And I'm like, girl, I'd rather hear than look like I have hearing aids. My daughter's talking. Okay, so I thought I'd rather hear than worry about what people think that I have hearing aids. So I ended up getting them, and I'll never forget when I walked out of the doctor, I heard birds for the first time. One time I was driving home from work, I kept hearing these ticking noises. I thought, what's wrong with my car? I could actually hear the different music instruments, because I thought, I could hear the cymbals and just the different instruments. I thought, wow, this is unique. Also, I didn't realize how loud toilets flush, because they flush really loud. And when I first got them, I had to take my hearing aids out because I didn't realize how loud my grandkids were, because they're so loud. I thought, you guys need to not be so loud, because you guys are hurting my ears. So, anyway, so I have hearing aids. But it just goes to show you that I was not supposed to be here, I think. I was not supposed to be born, and I was probably not supposed to hear everything everybody told me, but guess what? I do. Not always, because my hearing is still not 100%, but it's like better than what it would have been. It's like it's muffled. When I don't have my hearing aids in, I'll take them out, and I'll be like, oh, whoa, I don't like that. So I only not wear them when I'm sleeping, because I don't want to hear anybody when I'm sleeping anyway. So that's what I want to talk about. That I do have a purpose in life, and I really hope that you can hear me, and I hope my microphone's plugged in and that it works. And the big thing is that I want to be a sales director, and I want to be a Mary Kay sales director, and I have to say, which my director tells me I need to say this every time, that Mary Kay needs a sales director like Misty Murphy. because I know there's got to be so many people out there like me that didn't feel loved when they were growing up, that accidentally got popular and they didn't mean to, and that just want to make people feel loved and appreciated and feel pretty, because that's important. It's really important that, I mean, you don't know what other people are going through, and all I care about is just making people feel better about themselves, because you just don't know. You don't know what people are going through and how they feel and all the things. So that's what I want to say. And I'm going to have more YouTube videos in the future, but this is my first one. I'm so proud of myself that I did it. I hope that you will be able to hear me. I hope my microphone, it's plugged in, so it should be good to go. And I love you, my friends. And I've got to say it one more time. Mary Kay needs a sales director like Misty Murphy. The end.